And happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back in, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend and you're ready to start the week. And, you've got some just amazing vibes going on. We've got Ram in the house, guys. Welcome in, Ram. Happy Monday. How's it going, man?
It's going all right. It's going all right. We'll see how this Monday actually is when we find out how the Cowboys did.
Oh,
Right.
man. Yeah, I
Time of
hear
this
you.
recording, obviously we don't know.
Yeah, I'm
But
hoping, same thing. I'm hoping for the Steelers that they can get the win and we get some luck in terms of, some other teams losing and such. Man, yeah, hopefully we're both in the playoffs. Hopefully the Browns are just terrible. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully you guys all have a wonderful outcome for your weekends as well with the NFL. If you guys hate the Steelers and the Cowboys, let us know in comments. It's probably going to be the most comments that we've ever gotten in a video, Ram. Let's be honest here. But more.
Everybody hates the Cowboys. This is not a known fact. Like
It's true.
you're either with us or you're against us.
Yes, that's a good quote. More importantly, guys, so you know the routine here, folks. This is part 2 of a 2-part series in the videos here, guys. Part 1 was over on Ram's channel. Make sure you guys get over there, check that out if you haven't already. You guys can find that link down below in the video description. Once you have watched part 1, then you can come back over here and check out this video and the conclusion of our series. Of course, when you're over there, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that jazz for Ram, as well as here on this video too. All right, with that being said, Ram, we're going to go ahead and get things started with our shocking sleeper. So this is a segment that we like to do, guys, where we talk about different either sleeper comps that people aren't aware of or just some of our favorite comps to use in GAC in particular. It could be TW at times as well, but right now we're mostly focusing on GAC. You guys obviously all know that we just started the 5v5 season. Week 1 is finishing up for you guys right now. So Ram and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of our favorite comps that we've got out there for 5v5 GAC. I'm going to go ahead and get things started here, Ram, with my team. My team is probably a team that a lot of high-end players have known about for a while. But as a mid-level player, they are a super, super amazing team for me, and that is the Nightsisters. So for me, I love them, especially, and to clarify, guys, this is with Marin. With Marin, this team absolutely slaps into next week. For those of you that don't know, this team can take out a lot of really high-end teams, and in particular, where I really love to use this team, is against Zuri. And I know I'm not saying that name right, but it's because I'm from Western Pennsylvania. But when you have a Zuri team, even with the Omicron guys, this team with the Omicron on Marin, I got to specify that as well, usually will win. So typically win rates, if you look at GG, about 85% to 90% win rate. When you've got, the Omicron on Rose Tico, it lowers the percentage a little bit, but it's still a very, very high win percentage. So speaking of that Rose Omicron, Ram, have you used this team before? Have you used this team before? And do you like using it against the Rose Tico Omicron teams?
No. So I don't waste this team on petty garbage like Rose Tico. Because she doesn't deserve to even be mentioned. We should re-record this video for the 18th time because Rose Tico is so bad. Anyways, moving on. No, Nightsisters are amazing. They're an amazing team with Marin. At one point in time with Datacron, they were able to take out Jabba. They could still do a lot of work against some really top tier teams just because Marin's kit changes the Nightsisters so drastic. I think we talked about this actually last episode about how Marin drastically changes Nightsisters for the better, which is just pretty simple kit, honestly. Nightsisters are so much fun to play with. They've always been pretty fun to use, but Marin just changes the dynamics completely.
Yeah, it's amazing to me, like just how much she changes this comp. We talked about this in the last video a little bit too. Like, this is one of my favorite types of characters that CG brings to the game, where you take an old faction and you just completely revitalize a team with one character, with one Omicron like this. Like this is what we need more of in Swugga in particular, but also obviously in GAC in particular. It just makes the game so much better, so much more enjoyable, and to some degree nostalgic too. Plus, again, we've talked about this before, but who doesn't love Marin, right? Am I right, Ram?
Oh, God, Marin. The only thing I like better than this version of Marin is the version of Marin from the sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. How, speaking of, when do you think we'll get that Marin in game? Like,
Oh, I mean, look, this game is all about collecting heroes and ultimately spinning those heroes to see what kind of ass they have. And man, Marin, that version of Marin, whoo,
yeah,
whoo.
yeah.
I don't know. I'd say based on, I mean, we just got this one last year, and the game was out for 3 years before that. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's probably going to be a while. Honestly.
yeah. Yeah, I figured it's going to be at least a year. I don't know. I'm excited to see what it would do. So I would assume that it would not pair with a Nightsister team, like this one does. I would assume it would pair with like unaligned Force users probably. But yeah, I think this team is amazing. Let me know in comments, guys. Is this a team that you use? Is it a team that you haven't used before? Is it a team you've used for a long time? Obviously, that kind of plays a part is terms of where you are in the game. If you're mid-end, mid player, end player, beginning player, that kind of thing. But if this is something that you haven't used before, guys, definitely watch out for it. It's a great team to use on offense in particular. Like I said, against Zori among other teams. All right, next up, we've got our shocking sleeper from Ram, guys. So this is going to be a little bit more of a high-end team to some degree. And that is the QuiGon team with Keller and Beck in particular. Ram, why do you love this team, sir? And what makes it so good?
So Keller and Beck, the two most common counters for this team, when you see a QuiGon on defense, your common counter is Bad Batch or General Grievous.
Right, yeah.
Keller and Beck shuts down both of those with ease. It just makes it obsolete. You can't use them. You got to come up with something different. Nightsisters probably could still work or something along the lines, depending on how much, offense Anakin gets or some things like that. But Keller and Beck with his uniques shuts all that down. He's a pretty good investment, and you're using him for his uniques, and because QuiGon can't be destroyed until Kelleran can't be destroyed until QuiGon has been killed, you're actually able to kind of get some use out of him at lower relics or lower gear levels. You can put him probably at 3 stars gear 11. I haven't tried that personally, but you could probably do him at 3 stars gear 11 with ease, because all you're trying to do is A, trigger Anakin, and B, have his uniques maxed out to the point where he stops the standard counters, which is going to throw off your opponent's game plan. And that's ultimately the goal, because you throw them off, they might not know what they need to do. They might waste the teams that they need to beat this with on something else, so on and so forth, and you guys end up winning. So
yeah, I've heard some really, really good feedback from a lot of people that do have this team up and running. And to be clear, guys, like Ram said, a lot of the people that I've seen with this up and running don't have a 7-star Keller and Beck. Like, they're running it 3 stars, gear 11. I would equate it to, so for me, in terms of where I'm at in terms of a roster, it's kind of like the Iden Versio. When she was first released, like, I just took her to gear 11 immediately, gave her that Omicron, and bam. Like, that trooper team was totally revitalized, and it was just doing ridiculous work for a gear 11 character. Like, and from what I've been hearing, obviously in my account, I don't have him up yet, but it's probably going to be a priority here pretty soon. This team is really doing work, even with him only at gear 11. Like, it's crazy. It's again, this is, we talked before about kits and how a kit makes a character. And I think this is very much that case where his kit is just so good and really benefits and complements the rest of this team so much that you're going to see those immediate effects, even if he is only at gear 11 or lower. Yeah, I don't know. Plus Ram, I feel like there's one other thing in this team that really probably you like a lot.
Well, so there's 2 black men in there, and man, Mace Windu, of course. No, I love Mace Windu. I can't. I mean, everybody that knows me knows. Obviously, I have a aficionado for Samuel L. Jackson and Mace Windu, but in this team in particular, Mace is obviously good on offense. He's good in multiple areas of the game now with his rework, but with that team in particular, you got Shatterpoint, you've got ability block on your basic, and he can do the whole Terminator swap on his third. he's actually pretty useful, and unless you need him elsewhere, better than I'd say GK.
That's a really good point. Before we move on to our next topic, guys, I do want to point out one thing that I forgot to mention in terms of the Nightsister team. So, and I think this will apply as well with the QuiGon team with Keller and Beck too. Datacrons obviously can have an effect on how effective these teams are. For instance, with the Nightsister team against that Zori team, if that Zuri team has any kind of a Datacron that really increases their healing and protection recovery, that can have a real negative impact on how effective that Nightsister comp is. Because remember, the whole idea with Nightsisters in particular is that they can't heal fast enough given the amount of plague that's on them. So just keep in mind that Datacrons can absolutely have an impact on how effective these comps are that we're giving to you guys here. Whether you have Datacrons or not, obviously that's based on where you guys are at gameplay wise. So, any final parting words on that, Ram, before we move over to our next topic?
Datacron suck.
You did not disappoint on that one, sir. All right, guys, moving on to our next one. So we talked a little bit about Omicrons here with Marin, obviously hers being really important. Keller and Beck, obviously the same thing, being very, very important here. Our next topic that we've got here, guys, is Omicrons. Specifically, we're going to be talking about whether packs here are worthwhile or not. So we've done some of this stuff in the past. We've got a segment here called Treasure or Trifling. It's one of my favorites.
Treasure or Trifling.
So we're going to be talking about whether this pack that we've got in the store is a treasure. It's something that you absolutely should go after, or if it's totally trifling. Like, it's just something that's kind of a waste of your time. Don't look at it. Don't consider it at all. That is going to be our Omicron Ultimate Bundle, guys. You guys can see it here. This is in the web store. I believe this is a web store exclusive. This is not available in the game, I don't think. Because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ram, aren't there caps in terms of what a price point is that Google can allow for them to do?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what those caps are, but yeah, there's a price point that Google allows them to do. So Google and Apple. So
yeah, that's
put
what
it
I was
in the
gonna
web
say.
store bypasses that.
Right. So FYI, guys, if you are a mobile player only, like you're not connected at all to the web store, that kind of thing, this really does not apply to you. But if you are, I would say someone that's a little bit more invested in the game, really, really looks beyond just the phone itself, this is a package that's available in the web store, and it is originally listed for $199.99. Currently, it is on sale for $189.99. It is...
What a bargain. Snap it up.
Yeah, it's just an incredible bargain, guys, here. Look at this. So it gives you 65 Omicrons, which is a decent number of Omicrons. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that essentially allows you to take a brand new high-end character like Malicos, for instance, who has 3 Omicrons. It essentially allows you to take that new character and immediately upgrade them fully in terms of Omicrons. It gives you a whole bunch of Kairos as well. All this other stuff that's really not as important. But Ram, my question to you, sir, so is this something that you would consider to be a treasure? It's absolutely worth going after? Or is this trifling? Like, it's just something that's really not worth it unless you just, you just got the money and you don't know what else to do with it.
So, yeah, there's two different outlooks that I'm going to have on this. I'm a retired whale. I definitely spend, but I don't spend as much as I used to. I definitely have spent a lot in this game. If you have the outcome or the disposable income, and this is what fills your heart, and you want to, especially if there's a new character and you want to take them up, then I think yes, this is probably a good bargain, because this is going to save you about 3 months worth of time for getting 3 Omicrons. Essentially, it's about what it takes. It's about a month per Omicron. So this is going to get you 3 months saved right there. Plus, Kairos are never bad. They're always going to be used. So 200 Kairos of each, that's going to be helpful as well, getting some of these characters geared up, some of the new marquees geared up. The rest of the stuff is most likely not really needed in there. Credits can be handy depending on how good you are with your mods. The Omegas and Mark 3s, who cares? You don't need them.
Yeah.
But that's if you have the disposable income and this is what you want to spend your money on, and by all means, that's on you. Go for it. Me personally, I can think of a quite a few things better to spend $200 on.
Right?
That's not Twigo. I mean, the alcohol alone I can buy for that is much better, and I'm going to get a much longer satisfaction. Maybe not longer satisfaction. I'm going to get much more satisfaction from that. I'm just going to get a heartache when I see this come out of my account, and oh God, I personally can't do it. So I think it's a waste. I think that the price point probably needs to be, I'd say probably between 100 to 150 at max. I think 200 is just pushing it, and they've already lowered it. From what I checked on the forums, this used to be 250 to 300, give or
crazy.
take. And so they've lowered it enough to get under that 200 price point, but it's still, I think it just needs to drop down just a little bit more to maybe hit that sweet spot of where people will actually want to buy this versus buying maybe a vault or something like that. So
yeah, I think I'm with you. So obviously, guys, you spend your money how you want to spend it. If you love the game and you got the the extra income that you can use here, guys, by all means, go for it. But if you're being a little bit more conscientious about your spending, I would say this is trifling as well. It's just too high of a price point. I've said before, for me, so I'll admit I've spent some money on the game. I would consider myself to be kind of like a low end dolphin, maybe porpoise, something like that. Like, I don't like spending more. I don't know, whatever fish you guys prefer to use.
Starfish.
Yeah, starfish. I don't know. I don't mind spending $10 on the game here or there, maybe $20 at most in one sitting. When you start to go above that $20 mark, like it's just no. Like, I can go out and buy a whole nother video game at the price point that some of these packs are worth. And this one in particular, like you said, it's $200. Like, you talked about buying things that can bring you pleasure. Man, I can get a solid 10 seconds of pleasure for $200 elsewhere, if you know what I'm saying, guys. I do not need to spend this kind of money on this. Yeah, for me, this is trifling. I get that there are people that will spend the money on this, but it is just, it's too high end. I'm not blaming CG on this at all, to be clear, guys. Like, people want to whale. I think one of the big failures is when they don't allow you to whale on things in the game. So giving us the opportunity to whale and get what we want when we want it, that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. But I just think the price point's kind of like Ram said, it's just too much. Bring this down to $100, then I could see it being a little bit more reasonable. But I think 200 is just a little bit too high for what I would say to do with this. But let me know in comments, folks. Let us know what you think. Is this something that you think is worthwhile, especially if you're someone that likes to spend the money on the game and wants it now? Is this worth it? Or is this something that you're like, no, CG needs to get the price points a little bit more in line with reality here, and they're just asking too much. Let us know in comments, guys. All right, Ram, last but not least, sir, we are going to end things with our Master of Memes competition. One of my absolute favorite things that we do here, guys. So we've got two really, really, really good memes today. Let's go ahead and check them out, shall we? First and foremost, we've got my buddy Elon Musk here, guys. Elon has lost his wife, his kids, $40 billion, and his spaceship crashed. It's like a genre of country music that doesn't even exist yet. Who are my country lovers out there? If you're a country music lover, let me know. Versus, yeah, I'm not either. Sorry, guys. Versus, and I've been told I have to do this in the Palpatine voice. Even though I don't want to, but I have to. What exactly is the Anakin special? Okay, I got serious.
Can't even be serious about
I gotta be
this.
serious, yeah. It's an extra crispy chicken with one wing and no legs.
I'm Batman.
Yes, admittedly, I have the worst Palpatine impression in the world, guys. One of the absolute worst Palpatine. Yeah, I know, it's so bad.
That was horrible.
It's so
It wasn't
bad.
even close to Palpatine.
That's the best I could do.
God.
So,
The only thing that separates you from being Palpatine from being Batman is not having a mask.
Yeah, it's true. It still looks pretty ugly, regardless whether there's a mask on or not. But okay, so Ram,
Oh god.
first and foremost, which one of these do you like best and you think should win?
I can't do it. So bad. Oh god. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna try to put aside the fact that that voice was the worst ever, and that alone makes the meme valuable. I don't like country music. I don't care for it, so I can't go with the Elon just on principle that country music is just bleh. It's, if you like country music, go watch Taylor Swift or some other garbage like that. I gotta go with the Anakin special.
I like it, sir. I like it. See, for me, it's pretty clear cut. That impression, that voice, that was Palpatine, was far and away the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
You saying clear cut? Anakin's looking at you like that.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. For me, it is obviously going to be the Anakin special, guys. I mean, how could you pass up on a voiceover like that? Let's be honest. The winner was the Anakin special, guys. So for those of you that don't know, we do this over on Twitch. We do a live vote over on Twitch for the winner of this. And that was the winner, probably because it's good, not because my voiceover was good. But let us know in comments, guys. Is this a quality meme? Do you guys think this is the better meme that should win? If not, if you think that there's a better meme out there, you guys should head over to Discord. Head over to Discord, guys, and submit your memes over there. So the way that this works, everyone, pretty simple. We do this every Friday over on Twitch. We do our Master of Memes competition. If you guys want to submit it over on Discord, and then we do that matchup, and the winner of that gets a shout out both over on Twitch, both on Discord, and here in our videos. So shout out, guys. Our Master of Memes champion for this week is none other than Rocket Man. Rocket Man actually has 2 wins in a row now, guys. 2 weeks in a row with the wins. So he needs upset. Get over there, put a meme in there that's going to just take him out, kind of like Palpatine took out Anakin. Whoops. I mean, Anakin took out Palpatine.
I can't stop thinking about that voice. It's so bad. Oh god. I'm gonna go rewatch episode 3 just to get that voice out of my head now.
Guys, we have such high quality content here. You know how you get more high quality content, guys? Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Ram, any final words, sir?
I can't. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say.
That checks out. Guys, check out the next video.